Where to find scrap iron? 3 sources of the abundant metal. Iron, unlike copper and brass, is a highly common and ever-present metal. Nevertheless, iron can be difficult to spot and extract apart from other common metals like steel. At first, it may not be clear where to find scrap iron. So, we list some of the best places of where to find iron scrap in this post. In fact, it sits in these places due to its special traits. In truth, knowing its special traits will help in your search. Because, the traits of iron will tell you, in part, where to find this ordinary scrap. For example, knowing that iron is strong, magnetic, and easily repurposed tells you to look in appliances, vehicles, and construction. Throughout this post, find out where to collect iron and how to come up with your own list of great iron sources. The top 3 areas to find iron below is the beginning of iron sourcing for your business. Where can I find iron? So, where will you find iron scrap? Well, you will find it in places you find many other metals, but in even more places. In each section, we give one good source of iron. In addition, we discuss why iron can be found there, helping you to build your own iron expertise. Number 1. Appliances. Firstly, know that iron is strong, heavy, and hard to damage. Also, its relative abundance means it can be used for the design of consumer appliances. For this reason, refrigerators and washing machines make themselves up from iron and steel. As a result, you will find much iron in the local household move. 1. Pro tip. Some movers will let you know through Facebook groups and Craigslist to come for their iron scrap. 1. Do a little morning research for free pickups. Number 2. Vehicles. As a strong and easily recycled metal, iron adds to cars and trucks, such as in body design. In fact, the car industry uses it with great regularity in most vehicles. As a result, it is a good source of iron. So, this makes salvage and boatyards a great place to find iron scrap. Number 3. Machines and tools. Finally, as an abundant metal, iron is an attractive solution for the need for tools in every shape and size. As a result, you can find this metal in many trades through their tools, from surgical equipment to welding. In fact, you might find tons of iron in tools that are broken, discarded, or no longer usable. Since iron is heavy and abundant, you will find it in as many industries like steel or aluminum. These 3 locations are the biggest places to find iron, but keep in mind its traits that will allow you to find iron in new places yourself. 1. Iron is abundant. 2. It's a strong metal. 3. Iron is easily recycled. Now, you may want to write down from these facts new places to find iron. Because, that will enable you to source new, overlooked stores of iron scrap. Let us know in the comments below where you expect to find iron according to its properties, especially if you want confirmation from our experts. There are numerous ways to earn extra money. Some people take on part-time jobs while others look for seasonal work during summers and holidays. One way is to find scrap metal and sell it. But where to find scrap metal can be a little tricky. Here are some scrap metal finding tips. As we said, an often overlooked option that can generate handsome dividends is selling scrap metal. A growing number of people are discovering the high demand for scrap metal that can be recycled and reused, a process that is particularly beneficial to the environment. Simply put, scrap metal is valuable. And there are plenty of ways to find scrap metal for free that businesses and individuals no longer want or have a use for. A company like GLE Scrap Metal, which recycles these metals, can help you figure out what the scrap you're selling is worth. If this sounds appealing, here are some tips on where to find scrap metal in your city and neighborhood. One man's trash can be another man's treasure. Wondering about the best places to find scrap metal in your town? Before you start hunting, it's helpful to understand what the term scrap metal refers to and what kind of items you'll want to look for while conducting your search. Scrap metal is defined as recyclable materials left over from product manufacturing and consumption. This includes old vehicle parts, building supplies and surplus materials. In more straightforward terms, scrap metal includes non-ferrous metals like aluminum, brass and stainless steel and ferrous metals like cast iron, steel chips, and unprepared iron. Your own neighborhood and the surroundings can be a gold mine for free, unused scrap metal. One of the most popular scrap metal items to sell is copper, and it can be found in everything from old toasters to Christmas tree lights. If you notice someone in your community or city with old appliances at the edge of the yard for pickup, in most cases you can feel free to grab it first. If you are unsure as to whether or not it's trash, make sure to ask the owner first. The same is typically true for old appliances left abandoned on the highway. They're usually free for the taking. A little creative thinking can also help you to uncover many of the best places to find scrap metal. Chances are several businesses and organizations in your city would be happy to get rid of old parts and tools that pile up regularly. Golf courses are often home to old, broken stainless steel golf clubs. Ranches and riding schools typically have worn, unusable steel or aluminum horseshoes that need to be disposed of, and even gyms tend to have outdated fitness machines that can be recycled for metal parts. Best places to find scrap metal: under your nose. Have you been planning a yard sale? Before you do, go through your items and see if any of them contain metal. Even items that no longer work that contain metal can be broken down for free scrap metal parts. Where to find scrap metal for free? 1. Washing machines. 2. Dryers. 3. Refrigerators, with top freezers. 4. Ovens and ranges. 5. Full-size gas grills. 6. Cast iron bathtubs. Remember too, when refurbishing your home or updating, that instead of throwing away old faucets, pipes, and drains, you can recycle those unwanted items in the form of selling them for scrap metal. Car parts that are no longer usable contain lots of metal, sometimes multiple metal types. You'll want to make sure to recycle the little parts too, like bolts, nuts, screws and other fasteners, which can boost the weight of the metal you're selling. Get cash and go green. Aside from the clear cash benefits you receive from recycling scrap metal, the impact metal recycling makes on the planet is even more beneficial. Mining metal ore, then refining it into usable metals, is a process that simply isn't sustainable. The process of recycling scrap metal cuts down on greenhouse gas emissions, which are produced during the processing operations used to make metal from virgin ore. And 2. A considerable amount of energy can be saved when metal is recycled as opposed to mined. Metal recycling also helps us conserve natural resources, as metal processing is a resource-heavy activity that requires the use of millions of tons of water each year. There are plenty of places to find scrap metal for recycling, and GLE Scrap Metal is happy to help you every step of the way. GLE Scrap Metal is a family-owned, premier scrap metal and electronics recycler. We proudly perform environmentally friendly processing and offer quality customer service, prompt pickup for businesses and experienced staff.